Fish spawning aggregation is, as the word mentions, it's an aggregation. Fish come all over from different parts of the island and they aggregate in one space. They're there for one purpose only, which is to reproduce. You're going to have groupers and snappers spawning, and they have different times of the year, but they're always correlated by the full moon.
Groupers are the most common, or at least the most kind of known. But you also have blue tangs and surgeonfish. Here in the islands, we get a lot of triggerfish.
On this particular time that I was there, I also saw some trunkfish. And I was amazed to see 10, 15, 20 trunkfish at once. I've only seen 2, 3, and to see 10, 20, it was beautiful.
When you're identifying a spawning aggregation site, it's really interesting because you have to have a certain geomorphology. So you're going to have like an overhang and a buttress where the currents are kind of meeting and mixing. That's also a way of ensuring that the currents will help disperse a new baby fish into the current.
The one common thing that you do see in spawning aggregations is that the colors of the fish usually change and the behaviors change. So groupers, for example, the males will become one color and the females will become another color.
They're going to be acting like if they're courting, of course, because that's what they're there for. And you're going to see these kind of chasing movements. And you're going to see this ball of fish that's releasing eggs and sperm into the water and making sure that we have fish for the future.
It's critical to protect the fish spawning sites because that really ensures that there is a future population for the fishermen to catch. If you take all the fish out of those spawning sites before they reproduce, that's it. That's the last of their generation, and there won't be any more for the fisherman to catch in 5 years, or for his sons to catch, or for his grandchildren to catch.
Currently, the FSAs are being researched to pinpoint, what the status is, how many fish are going to spawn, what types of fish are going to spawn. In the next 2 years, we'll really have an understanding of where the spawning sites are, what their status is, and what we need to do to protect them in the future.
Started fishing from a young boy in my teenage years around here in the island, and I still do a little bit of it, not a whole lot, but some. 1987, I visited the first school of groupers on the island, my brother and I. We had an American guy as a tourist with us, and he went over and he was down for about 20 minutes. And man, when he came to the surface, he told me, he said, you know what, guys, the only how you can believe your eyes if you see it. There's thousands and thousands of groupers in that school of fish.
When I would go fishing with my dad or my uncle, they used to say we got spawning area where the fishes comes up by group, by the 100, and I'm like, what is that? Last year I went fishing there, but it's not the same. You barely can catch fish, or you cannot see the abundance anymore.
I was a little disappointed when I seen some people go in there and just devastating the school, just because they were there for the taking. If we don't do things in a civilized manner, we can lose everything that we have here as the marine life or even the animals of the land. What happens if you don't give the groupers a chance to spawn? There won't be any groupers left.
When the fishes are spawning and they're coming up, they're coming to lay the eggs. And if we give them a chance, they're gonna reproducing and how more fishes.
So as a Bay Islanders, let's please try to protect this area.
I would ask you and beg you if you could change your mind of the way you take from the ocean.
If you know that the snappers or the groupers or the triggerfish, the old wife, whatever's out there is spawning at that time, that's the time that we need to go out there and watch that no one go out there and harass these things.
Think for our future, think for our children, think for our island, that if we destroy it now, what we're gonna have in the future.
And I wish that by God's help, we can all do conservation and let's work together and make it a better place. It's my heart desire to each and every one of you.